talking about waste your time. He wanted to be Mavakir Cholim. He wanted to make a sick man better. The problem is, did he make the sick man feel any better? No. He only got the sick man angrier. That means the sick man was suffering. And he gave him Musar. Not everybody can hear Musar. So did he fulfill the mitzvah of Bikur Cholim?
No.
No. So now, I wasn't in the base medrash learning. I didn't do the mitzvah of Bikur Cholim. So what? I was Mavatel. So therefore, I wasted my time. Therefore, I deserve what I got. There's Rabbi Shimon Yochai, he understood that had I at least done the mitzvah, okay, the mitzvah would have protected me. But I didn't even do the mitzvah. If I didn't do the mitzvah, then how possibly could I be protected by what happened? But what you see from here, that Rabbi Shimon Yochai says that sometimes not everybody's cut out to do certain mitzvahs. My job is to be in the base medrash. My job is to sit and learn. The fact that someone could go make this guy feel better, maybe someone else should do that job, not me. He understood that, Rabbi Shimon Yochai. That was very fascinating. It says in the Megillah that Mordechai understood what was happening, and he came, and he was wearing sackcloth. It means he was wearing clothes of Avelut. And he didn't come into the king's palace because you weren't allowed to go in with sackcloth. So the question is, you're dressed in a way that you can't go to the palace. So why did Mordechai go to the palace? That means it says Mordechai went to the palace and waited outside because he couldn't go in dressed the way he was. If you already know you're going to the palace, why don't you dress appropriately? Means why did he get dressed not to go in? So it says that Mordechai wanted to know, was this a punishment from Haman or a punishment from Hashem? Was it a gezerah min hashamayim? And the Gemara says that he asked Eliyahu, he asked different people, and he was told it's a gezerah min hashamayim. So if it was a gezerah min hashamayim, only Hashem could be mevatel the gezerah. What do you have to do to get Hashem to cancel something? You have to do teshuvah. So Mordechai wanted all the Jews to know, I'm a politician, but I'm not going into politics. That means you think I'm going to go to the king and cry. Look, I changed my clothes. I cannot even go into the palace. So if you're counting on me, make it clear I can't go in. You can't count on me. I changed my clothes. I'm wearing rags. I'm wearing sackcloth. So there's only one way to be mevatel the gezerah. What is the way to be mevatel the gezerah? There's only one way. That way is to do teshuvah. If you do teshuvah, you can be mevatel the gezerah. Otherwise, you can't. Okay? These are some of the riddles from, I guess, Shlomo. These are similar riddles from Shlomo HaMelech. But they have a whole story here that there was a Jew that got lost in a non-Jewish neighborhood. And it was a dangerous neighborhood in those years, a few hundred years ago, for a Jew to be lost in. So one of the priests found this Jew wandering the neighborhood. He says, what are you doing? Don't you know it's dangerous to walk around? So he says, I got lost. He says, well, it's nighttime. You better come inside. I'll protect you. And when tomorrow, when it's light, you'll be able to go out. He says, okay. So the priest brings this Jewish rabbi into his house. And they're schmoozing and they're talking. And he sees that the priest is studying. The rabbi says, what are you studying? He says, in a few days, the Pope is coming. And the Pope is going to ask all the priests questions. And the priest who gets the questions right will get promoted to become a cardinal. But nobody ever gets the questions right, he says.
Cardinal.
Become a what?
Cardinal.
A cardinal.
Oh.
He says, nobody gets the questions right. They're very hard questions. So the rabbi says, maybe I can help you. You and I look a lot. We look pretty similar. How about when the Pope comes, I'll get dressed in your clothes,